And a very good morning from a great New Mills Newtown railway station. Now today, brand new video, brand new concept. It's not going to be a polished article, but I'm going to give it a go. Going to do a trip report today, something I've not done on the channel before. And for this we've got to get on a train up to Buxton, but it's not a train video.
So our very first bus review is to review High Peak's Transpeak service from Buxton to Derby, with calls at Ashford in the Water, Bakewell, Matlock, Bath, Belper, Duffield and Derby. 2 hours is the scheduled time. Let's go and find the TP.
Right, I need to use this onward travel information poster. Bus stop A, but I need to go down there because I need a drink. Right, come on. So welcome to Buxton. We're getting on a bus. The Transpeak here all the way to Derby for £2. All the way. 2 and a bit hours on a bus.
And here she is on a bus all the way from Buxton to Derby.
Morning mate, you're right. Third single to Derby, please. Lovely, thanks very much.
I took advantage of that £2 offer we currently have, and inside the bus is green, just out the outside, as we settle down for this 2 hour journey down to the Derbyshire's biggest city. We're about Buxton bang on time at 11:15. Our first port of call is where we got off to get this bus, Buxton railway station, where we pick up a couple of passengers who were on the train with me. Keeping your eyes peeled for a former relic of Buxton railway station. Beautiful. A very uneventful climb through Buxton's suburbia through Harper Hill, finally come out to the tops, and we look down towards Buxton and back towards Chapel on the Frith and Whaley Bridge, and just in the distance you can catch one of Buxton's famous quarries. The majority of passengers leaving Buxton got off by Harper Hill. There was a handful of passengers on, but this time of year, with the weather being as it was, not that busy until we got further down the line, but still a handful of passengers on. Good to see. A quick detour off the A6 into the delightful Ashford in the Water. If you get a chance, just come and visit. It's a tiny village, beautiful, not a lot here, a couple of pubs, but it looks like something on the Cotswolds here in the Derbyshire Dales. Didn't pick anybody up though. Now that looks like a good pub for a pint. We haven't got time for one today. Anybody got time for the other? After a flying visit through Ashford in the Water, we finally arrive into probably the first big stop on the Transpeak, and something that's close to my heart. They do great tarts. I got married here, Bakewell. I got actually married just down there in the town hall, and the reception was just on this roundabout at the Rutland Arms. So Bakewell, first major stop, and we actually pick up quite a few passengers. One thing this bus does have is USB ports, situated under the seats in front of you. I had a power pack, so I didn't use them. I also used bustimes.org just to check we were on time, which we were. After flying down the A6, the next major stop is Matlock, busy town in North Derbyshire, and we picked up a few passengers here who join us all the way down to Derby. If you get a chance, visit Matlock, beautiful town. There's also rail connections here, down Derby, Nottingham and Newark. Across the very full Derwent as well today. Flood warnings were in effect in Derbyshire this day. And as we approach Matlock Bath from the north, you can just see how much water was in the Derwent on this day. Matlock Bath, another major stop on the Transpeak. One of my favourite little villages around this part of Derbyshire. Very quaint, Heights of Abraham and Gulliver's World of course. Again, well worth a visit. I highly recommend it. I'm not part of the Derbyshire Tourist Board. from now on we're basically following the Derwent Valley down the A6 all the way to Derby via Belper. And Duffield, here is Belper bus station, very impressive. Art Deco bus shed. Every bus that calls at Belper turns into the bus station here at Belper. There's also excellent connections to all the Sixes buses here, which operate along the valley. After a quick reverse out of the depot, once again we're criss-crossing the Derwent. And like I said, on this day there was a lot of rainwater and a lot of flood warnings, and that's one full river. First sight that we're approaching, Derby, crossing the A38, major road of course linking north and south. Now the part of this journey is a very limited stop. There was an old geezer who got on around about Cromford, wanted to get off around about here, and he couldn't. His next stop was the city centre. Unlucky. Anyway, beautiful buildings on the approach into Derby, just shows how grand the city was, of course, built by the Industrial Revolution, and of course the railways. Not the Leonardo Hotel there though, or this building. We won't talk about that. To approach the Cathedral Quarter now, again some pretty beautiful old buildings, and just in the distance there is the Old Silk Mill pub, which is named of course after the Old Silk Mill, which is now the Museum of Making. Was reopened about 3 years ago after being shut for renovation for quite a long time. Well worth a visit. Tells you all about Derby's industrial heritage, aviation and railways. On the approach to our terminus now, bit of traffic here by the Derby City Council buildings. Again, another beautiful building just to the north of the city centre. Now the bus station at Derby once again seems to be under a renovation. The bus station was, I'd say, over 15 years ago, possibly even longer, and I have been on this bus before and we've terminated at the bus station, but today we were dropped off by the Riverlights Premier Inn, which is a Premier Inn I use frequently. This is where the bus ended, and we were all quite shocked when the driver abruptly said, "Last stop," in a very, very angry voice. Anyway, not his fault. Here we go, we're getting off. I was the last to get off this Transpeak service. Bang on time into Derby at 1:15. And I've got to say, 2 hours well spent going from North to South Derbyshire. As I left the bus, I picked up the timetable, thanked the driver, and I walked to the bus station to give my final thoughts of High Peak's Transpeak service.
And welcome to Derby. We've made it bang on time on the Transpeak, all the way from Buxton here to the largest city in Derbyshire. Wonderful journey. Left Buxton, goes around the houses, but then drops into Ashford in the Water and Bakewell, lovely parts of the world. Got married in Bakewell, and then we drop down to Matlock and down the Derwent Valley through Belper and Duffield here to Derby. £2 of course at the moment for that journey, and 2 hours on the dot, worth every penny. And like I say, bang on time. Bit of traffic, but the timetable's built robustly to counteract that traffic. So yeah, highly recommend it if you even if you just do Buxton to Matlock and get the train. It's worth having a go at it. But now I'm going to struggle to get back to New Mills because there's a lot of this on the track today, so I might have to go to Nottingham and get the train there back towards Sheffield. But I hope you've enjoyed my first review of a bus journey. I was inspired by Mark on Let's Make a Trip. I know he's a big bus reviewer, so I hope to do many more on this channel, but from a chilly and very, very watery Derby until the next time, have a safe journey. Ta-da!